Welcome back to our journey to try out every Digimon game we can. For the next stop in our trip, why not complement one Data Squad game with another? My name is Rise, and let's dive into Digimon World Data Squad. Digimon World Data Squad released back in 2006 for Japan and 2007 for North America. It's an RPG for the PlayStation 2 set in, as you could probably guess, the Data Squad anime. But let's get one thing out of the way first. This is not a world game, being called Digimon Savers Another Mission over in Japan. Bandai chose to localize this game and some others under the world moniker for the West. Why? I don't know, probably brand recognition or something. But no, this is a turn-based RPG video game with preset party members. Reviews for the time place it as being generally unfavorable, only Famitsu and Hardcore Gamer giving it anything above a 50%, panning the game as overall generic, tedious, and just kind of a bore. The reviews themselves are certainly something though, as one of them says it's more fun than Mega Man Star Force? That's certainly an opinion, I guess. Another pokes fun at the American box art, explicitly mentioning stickers, and yeah, it actually does, taking up a surprising amount of space too. But we could read reviews all day. The only way to definitively say if it's good or bad is to actually play it. Let's boot up the game and see how it truly is. Starting up the game, and we're treated to a pretty terrifying CGI cutscene. The Digimon look alright, but the Tamers? Oh no. Does anyone remember those old Ben 10 movies? It's giving off a similar vibe here. Thomas looks absolutely frightened, Yoshino's waiting for the group brain cell, and Marcus definitely lost it. The game starts pretty abruptly with our main character Marcus Damon being sent to the digital world. Hope you've at least watched 14 episodes of Digimon Data Squad to know what's going on. We appear on an island and are just kinda free to roam around. For only a few steps, however, before we're face to face with a rampant Otamamon. Summoning our partner Agumon, we're brought into the battle tutorial. Since Digimon are living beings with their own emotions and feelings, we've actually got to monitor how our Digimon feels at any given time. Their emotions affect our options for attacking, support skills, or to even flee from battle. You heard me right, if you want to run from an encounter, you rely on your Digimon to feel like they should run. Our fourth option is support, where our tamer will take over to do things like affect the Digimon's mood, alter attack attributes, provide niche buffs, or to use items. The amount of a certain skill on screen will also affect a Digimon's happiness if you choose it, but this isn't very important, but managing it does have its uses later on. Overall, I don't think this is a bad mechanic, but locking stuff like running from a battle behind a Digimon's mood is terrible. And at times, their mood wouldn't have noticeably changed, but suddenly you're limited on how many moves you can do. It's hard to keep track of exactly how a Digimon feels when you can only see their dominant emotion, even though all the emotions affect your move pool. After that battle, it's explained why we were sent here, which is to help track down what's causing Digimon to run wild. Our target for this mission is Tyromon, a champion level. Now we're set free to explore this island and... oh, hold on, there's a random battle. Okay, now that we're free, we can openly explore this area, which actually doesn't look too bad. Okay, again? So, yeah, the random encounter rate is stupidly high in this game. About every 15 steps, you'll run into more enemies, which normally wouldn't be that big of an issue if you could flee at any time, but you usually can't, so it's a fight to the death. At the very least, the battle theme is actually really nice. It doesn't grate on me like a lot of the other random encounter themes. Before long, we find the rampant Tyromon, and it's here we get the tutorial for Digivolving, and activating it is actually really cool. Marcus punches the Digimon, just like in the anime. The music kicks in, and Agumon digivolves into... Gaiamon? How did we slide Digivolve into him? Never mind. We'll just do it again and... Okay, that's much better. With Geogreymon, we easily take care of Tyromon. But what was that? Well, Digivolving is kinda unique in Data Squad. We actually have this really cool visual of a galaxy chart map which shows potential paths for a partner Digimon to follow. By meeting certain requirements, we can Digivolve in combat and then swap out which evolution is used anytime afterwards. It's not a bad system that does grant some freedom against the limitations of having preset party members, even if it's a little weird. Vmon's here, but doesn't have its own proper evolution line. Dorumon's here, but only to go into Belphamon? Some of the choices can be pretty weird, but we do have Omnimon and Gallantmon to make up for it. On a more minor note, you may have picked up on an interesting localization choice here. Digisoul Charge is the Japanese term for Digivolving. In America, it was translated into DNA Charge. They gave this game a pretty literal translation for some things, which we'll see more later on. This in turn means this will be the only time you'll ever hear the English cast call out, "Digisoul Charge!" I find it pretty neat, honestly. But back to the story, with Tyromon defeated, we prepare to leave before Mickey catches a powerful Digimon signal approaching us. The skies darken, a demon circle appears, with Creepymon emerging from within. He very easily overpowers us, only to be repelled by the sight of our Digivice. Surviving by the skin of our teeth, we're taken back to Dad's headquarters to recover. Meanwhile, in the real world, a mysterious child called Yuma gets chased down by two Demi-Devimons and kidnapped. Their partner Renamon only seconds too late to protect them. Seems there's something more going on here than we realize. Back with Marcus, we're given a lengthy explanation on DATS, and then learn about the basic gameplay loop. Investigate an area in the digital world, hunt down a boss Digimon, and then rinse and repeat. The next area is the Snayato Forest, where we're tasked to rendezvous with the third DATS member Thomas and take down Bakemon. Beyond that, there isn't really much to do here. We meet with the director of DATS, who just kinda seems to be chilling out enjoying the scenery. The other one is Salamon, who gives you the stats of your Digimon. This is mostly just to help understand how close you are to certain evolutions. They also have a side quest where, after you defeat a certain number of Digimon, they'll grant you a Holy Ring. This is useful for our newest party member Yoshino, whose Lalamon also has their own branching evolution line. With the Holy Ring unlocking the Salamon line, means we can branch into Digimon like Angerwoman, Magna Angermon, and... is that Lucamon? Okay, maybe we should be worried about this floating flower bud. It could snap at any moment.
Welcome to hell, motherfucker!
Beyond that, we do unlock a few new evolutions in this stage, namely Growlmon, Salamon, and Sunflamon. Solving a simple switch puzzle, we once again get some generic dialogue about the Digimon running wild, and how 5 children that have gone missing might just be connected. Moving past the purple barrier, we meet up with Thomas and...
The mission's complete. That was all too easy.
Do you mind speaking up, buddy? It's kinda hard to hear you over the background music. The game is very weird with its audio mixing sometimes. But no matter, with Thomas joining the team, we easily take down Bakemon. But it isn't over just yet. They suddenly evolve into Myotismon, putting the squad on the back foot. A mysterious voice calls out, telling us to use virus-busting skills to take them down. The battle begins anew, and beyond unlocking Galgamon, this is basically just another tutorial to teach us how augmenting our attributes deals more damage. We got VB enchants from mob drops, so we take down Myotismon with little trouble. Returning to DATS, it's revealed that the mysterious person helping us out was Sakasa Kagura, both a friend of Thomas and someone who was sent to DATS Japan to investigate the Dark Area, a mysterious place in the digital world that may just be connected to the wild Digimon and the missing children. He's even got some personal stakes in this too, as the girl Yuma, who got kidnapped in an earlier cutscene, is his sister. Samson interrupts with another mission, this time having us head to the Rage Cavern. Before we get underway, we do actually get an explanation from Kagura that the evolution system is a direct result of the Dark Area's influence. Why it decided to let a Lalamon evolve into the literal devil is still a mystery. Speaking of evolution, Galmon's evolution lines aren't as good as Akumon's, but there's still some interesting ones like the Gabumon line, Marukimon, Chaosmon, and Barbamon. Onto the Rage Cavern, this place is really nothing special beyond a slightly confusing layout and a second floor. There wasn't even any attempts at puzzles like in the forest. Along the way, we unlock a few more evolutions like Tsukaimon, Gabumon, Greymon, and Dorumon. It's here that I learned that Marcus can actually knock out a Digimon with his punch. This will cancel the rest of your turn and the evolution, but I think it's pretty funny nonetheless. The Digimon hiding in the Rage Cavern is Belphemon, one of the 7 Demon Lords. Fortunately, with his weakness also being VB and some agility boost skills, we easily take him out just like Myotismon. After winning, Belphemon leaves behind a passed out child, one who dreams about how much he lazes around all day, not doing homework or cleaning. Checking his hand, the kid was holding onto some kind of keycard. You don't have time to take it back to Dad's, however, as a Biyomon swoops down and steals it. Turns out they're the partner to Kasaburo Katsura, a cocky private investigator who was snuck into the digital world by mysterious means. Putting the child's safety first above all, we let him leave for now. While this is happening, Creepymon examines another pentagram, a door into the dark area. A mysterious figure approaches, but we don't get to know their identity just yet. Back at DATS, we learn of another member, Nita, who left because he harmed a civilian with his Digimon. It's pretty out of left field to be brought up so randomly, but no doubt it's going to be important later. Maybe. Stepping up the investigation, Samson brings in Keenan Crier and Falcomon to join us on expeditions. Falcomon's evolutionary lines are pretty subpar compared to the main 3, although we do get Leviamon and Neptunemon. Also on a weird note, Keenan is always referred to by his last name Crier in the game, which may just be another localization mistake of how his name was translated. I'm not too sure. Our next stop is the Mirage Museum, and I'll admit this place is actually really cool aesthetically. It's certainly the most unique area we've seen yet. But beyond a few switch puzzles isn't any harder to get through than the other areas. For our evolutions, the only really important one was Gatomon for Lalamon, as they pack a surprising punch. For once, there is a bit of story in the museum, where the group watches a mysterious transmission of Yuma being turned into a Lilithmon. Unfortunately, there's little we can do about it now, so we head further in to face off against the next Demon Lord, Barbamon. With Gatomon, a VB enchant, an attack bus for striking weaknesses, Barbamon goes down in a paltry 4 hits. You know, for such powerful Digimon, they sure have little in the way of defense. With the Barbamon's defeat, he leaves behind another child who also behaves oddly. Katsura once again barges in and steals the code key agreed from the squad and makes his escape. The child's safety comes first, as always, so we leave empty-handed. But now there seems to be a pattern. One child was showing signs of laziness, and the other greed, which corresponds to the respective key codes that they were holding. Pretty interesting. Back at headquarters once again, Kagura tells us how his sister used to be bullied relentlessly because of how she was friends with Renamon, labeling her a monster girl.
I guess children that don't know about Digimon would consider them monsters.
Hey Thomas, I know you graduated college at 13 and all, but where do you think the Mon in Digimon comes from?
The inner machinations of my mind are an enigma.
Kagura traces the transmission to the Liveless Island area, so we're off to go save Yuma. It isn't long before we run into the person who sent the message, Yuma's Renamon. Having no way to beat Lilithmon herself, she tried reaching out to us to help defeat her. Heading deeper inwards, we come across some kind of strange color puzzle with seemingly no answer. Finding a Pandamon and answering his questions, he tells us to look at our Digimon for the answer. And wouldn't you know it, the answer is the main colors of our Digimon. Except Falcomon, sorry buddy. I did actually get confused here because I didn't know these routes were climbable, but otherwise it's a straight shot to the top. For evolutions, the main important one I got was Rise Greymon, and you'll see why in a second. Finding Lilithmon, she almost instantly hits on the entire cast of guys. Lady, the oldest one there is about 14. Please calm yourself.
How you doing? Alright, how are you? Have a seat over in that chair, please.
As for her boss fight though, we trivialize her even harder than any other boss up to this point. Rise Greymon has a built-in skill that grants double damage, which also stacks with Galgamon's target weakness that also deals double damage. And with a VB enchant, Rise Greymon one-shots Lilithmon. We don't even get to see how much damage he did. One hit and she's out of here. Saving Yuma, there's a touching reunion between her and Renamon, but before long, Biyomon swoops down to, oh my god, it's Galmon with the savage uppercut! Kasaburo isn't having any of these shenanigans though, and reveals he too has a Digivice to Digivolve with. Renamon uses what little strength she has to heal the party, and we're on to the second boss, Bergermon. They actually last a little longer than Lilithmon did, but still not long with Rise Greymon's insane attack stats. Backed into a corner, Kasaburo simply pulls out another flashbang and runs away like the coward he is. But with the code key of Lust and Yuma safe in hand, it's not too big of a worry. On the Temu version of the oil tanker from Metal Gear Solid 2, Kasaburo talks to a mysterious benefactor to sell off his 2 code keys. Unfortunately, taking mysterious jobs that would have you fighting demon lords doesn't end well, as Creepymon surprises the duo and attempts to kill them. Back at Dats, the gang discusses how Yuma's longing for her parents' affection made her a carrier for the code key of Lust. This makes Kagura realize what you may have already assumed, and that each demon lord coincides with one of the 7 deadly sins. With Yuma recovered, it isn't long before we catch wind of another Digimon signature and dive back into the digital world, in which I do take the time to quickly unlock both Mach Galgamon and Lilamon. Next up is what could only be described as filler. It's not even called anything unique, just Digital Dungeon, and it reuses the same assets and music from the Mirage Museum. We defeat the boss Beelzemon and get the code key of Gluttony. The only thing we really get out of this dungeon is a flashback of Nita's daughter waiting for her father to come back. It's supposed to be this big emotional scene, but the dialogue and voice acting is just way too stilted for it to work. We barely even get a chance to breathe before our next mission takes us to Sea Precipice Girapolis. The random encounters here finally start giving us a bit of a challenge with ultimate level Digimon, but it's still not too tough, especially with Mach Galgamon's abilities of both increasing the team's agility stat, while also debuffing the enemy's speed so low it just doesn't really get a turn. At the end of Girapolis' switch puzzles, we find the next demon lord, Leviamon. He hits hard, but it's nothing Lilamon can't heal through, and with our buffed up Rise Greymon, he goes down just as quickly as the rest. With the code key of Envy in hand, Kagura joins us in the digital world, much to the squad's confusion. In a shocking turn of events, Kusaburo shows up, very much still alive, and accuses Kagura of hiring him to steal the code keys, using a tracker virus to expose him. I guess that silhouette from before was more than just cost-saving measures. Kagura, having his secret outed, reveals he's the one who kidnapped the children for the Demon Lords, including his very own sister Yuma. He did so to collect the code keys to unlock a super powerful Cho Mao Digimon. Throwing some Devimons at us to escape, Kagura retreats to the dark area in an attempt to awaken Lucemon. So yeah, he's basically just Temu Kurata, but with some added family issues to add some spice. In an attempt to stay one step ahead of Kagura, we decide to hunt down the last keycard holder who has been spotted in the Doomsday Forest. The area is bleak, with its color drained and bits of the digital world breaking down. Kosaburo joins as a party member, but I never really used him. His Biyomon only starts at champion level and really doesn't have good skills like the main trio, which means, sorry buddy, but you're benched. This area is also painfully short, with only myself to blame for not seeing this rock path, and only having to do a small log puzzle. It's actually kind of evil because it automatically highlights no instead of yes when you want to get off. Although there is a pretty interesting enemy here. I have no idea why they wasted time giving Edamon its own battle theme, but it's a highlight of the area, gives it a little bit of uniqueness, I guess. We finally gain our first Mega Digimon, Rosamon. She absolutely tears through Digimon with Forbidden Temptation and her sky-high intelligence stat, helping cut down on time with those random encounters. At the end of the forest, we find our main adversary, Creepymon. You know the drill, VB Enchant, quadruple attack multiplier, and it's over. Another earthquake rocks the area as Kagura becomes closer to unleashing Lusamon, the power within causing a breakdown between the worlds as a digital gate opens up above the group. Creepymon bats away Marcus one more time, and remarks about going home, before flying through the digital gate. As he does, he drops a Digivice. Strange. We cut to a scene of Nita's daughter glancing at the digital gate, which basically just kinda gives away the reveal already. Back at DATS, we reluctantly allow Yuma to join in on the team, giving us our last Digimon, Renamon. They have some interesting evolutions, but once again, we're gonna have to grind just to catch him up to speed with the others. As cool as Sakuyamon is, we'll have to leave them on the bench too. Next stop is literally right outside DAT's headquarters as we chase down Creepymon, who we find in a park trying to approach Nita's daughter. Once more, we take him down with our usual strategy, and it's revealed to us that Creepymon is indeed Nita. With Creepymon defeated, Nita begins to disappear too. Samson tries to get the code key from him, but in a twist, Kagura already has the code key the entire time. In what would have been a precious scene, Nita says some parting words for his daughter before breaking down into ones and zeros. I say, would have been a precious scene, because I really don't care about Nita. Maybe if he had been a character in the anime or actually given some relevancy, maybe I would have, but it just kind of feels tacked on, I would say. Our next mission is to chase down Kagura, following a signal that brings us to the Ice Labyrinth.
This place, it's like maze of ice.
Thanks, Keenan. I wouldn't have guessed that from the literal name of the area. It's less of a labyrinth and more like straight lines just leading to dead ends. It's actually pretty hard to get lost here. Thankfully though, we do get our second Mega Digimon, Shine Greymon. Heading down to Lusamon Seal, we finally confront Kagura. He states the story basically bit by bit, as if the player forgot, which, actually doesn't sound that far-fetched. There wasn't really much story to follow. Then he reveals it's literally all Thomas's fault for making him feel inadequate. Bro found the one person better at him than life, then decided to unleash Lucifer because of it. Maybe you should talk to a therapist, man. Those are some serious self-esteem issues. Lusamon as a fight is as much of a pushover as any, despite being the Chou-Mao Digimon. He doesn't stay down for long, however, as Lusamon resurrects, but things don't go exactly according to plan as he betrays Kagura. Turns out it was he who manipulated Kagura, twisting his emotions and allowing him to find the Dark Area's seal. All in the name of his revival and cultivating the last key code, Pride. This cutscene is probably the best voice acting work in the whole game, and it's not hard to see why.
Digimon obeyed your commands was because I gave you the power to make it so.
What? It can't be! It's a lie! A lie! A lie!
Kirk Thornton is Lucamon, while Kagura is actually Roger Craig Smith? I'll admit, I didn't actually realize it was him at first. Unfortunately, the background music is much too loud to enjoy it to its fullest, but it's still the best story beat we've gotten yet. Kagura explodes. He explodes. And the guys? Everyone else? Do you guys want to react? At all? Thanks, Yuma, but that was a given. You are his sister. With the power of all the code keys in his possession, Lucamon engulfs the entire world into the dark area. With one last group huddle, we're off into the final area of the game. And you guys will not believe this. It is an actual, proper dungeon. No, literally, it's an actual dungeon for once. Multiple puzzles that require some level of thought, mini-bosses, tangible progression to be seen. It's still very short, all things considered, but it's pretty decent, especially compared to literally everything else. They even ease off of the random encounters here, mainly in the rooms containing mini-bosses and switch puzzles. I don't know why the developers decided to lock in for this last dungeon when everything else was just so mediocre, but I will give props where props are due. I also went ahead and grinded for the last mega evolution of this game, Mirage Gaugamon. Thankfully, with the mini-bosses and a secret boss, War Greymon X, I was able to get him just in time for the final fight of the game. Lucamon, once again. His main gimmick is being an HP sponge. Everything works on him just like before. He has a move called Dead or Alive, which I think might be a chance-based insta-kill. I'm not really sure, but it did have the most unique animation I've seen yet. Commit VB Enchant and attack boosts and wipe him out just like last time. But, just like last time, it isn't over yet. Lucamon finally reveals his final form, Demon Lord. He proves his power by being able to attack twice in a row, which would be dangerous, but Rosamon heals for so much it doesn't really matter. You know, if she feels like it anyways. This fight took longer mostly due to his health pool being even bigger, and I also accidentally debuffed Shine Greymon's speed to 100, so I had to rely on Rosamon and Mirage Gaugamon for damage. But otherwise, the Demon Lord of the Dark Area goes down to a bunch of petals. I told y'all Lalamon was dangerous. Lucamon disappears for good, leaving behind a still very much alive Kagura. With a well done for Commander Samson, the game ends. Oh, no, it just ends. Roll credits. We don't even get to see the world saved from Lucamon's wrath. We don't get to see Kagura apologizing to his sister. Danger's over with. Goodbye. The only thing we really get is this group shot of the cast. I guess that's the price we kind of have to pay for having an actually decent final dungeon. There's no New Game Plus, no higher difficulty option. There is not a single reason to restart from the beginning and play again. There are optional bosses that unlock when you use the final save point, but the game really doesn't notify you of that, nor do I have much interest in fighting them anyways. It's mostly just for your evolution requirements, that are also completely unnecessary beyond completionist's sake. So, I guess that's it. Digimon World Data Squad is a very middling game. Its story is pretty generic and only really kicks up near the end with Lucamon. Its dungeons are downright pretty bad, which they try to hide behind sky-high encounter rates. The only really decent ones were Mirage Museum and the Dark Area. Don't even get me started on the easiest pie bosses either. Those went down with no issue. You could cheese them like no other. There is little incentive to use the other party members, or really even to use other evolutions beyond the standard ones. I mean, you won't even see a lot of the better ones anyways unless you grind for them in the endgame. But it's not like it doesn't have its charm points. The music for one is actually really good. Go give it a listen if you haven't already. Speaking to the members of DATS provides some alright flavor text. It's nice. And as I've said before, the evolution star chart is unique and provides some freedom while having preset Digimon, even if it really wasn't that useful. Graphically, it's pretty good for a PS2 game. The Digimon models look great and the humans aren't half bad either. The English dubbing itself is pretty mediocre. You can tell it's certainly rushed, although that isn't surprising considering the game came out a whole month before the dubbed anime. Yeah, a solid month. If I had to guess, they were probably working on both at the same time, which is why that translation is kind of hodgepodged. Digisoul Charge, Chomao Digimon, Keenan only having his last name? It all kind of makes sense, but could you imagine this being your first look into what Data Squad was? You'd have no idea who these characters were. The game clearly needs the anime for background context. Even Agumon, your only comfort character in this lawless wasteland, looks different. Minimal at first, but then he gets a gun! Although I'm sure Marcus punching a Digimon was still just as hype, honestly. Would I recommend this game? I mean, only if you really want to. You're not missing out on much by not playing it. But if you do enjoy the Data Squad anime, you could probably get some enjoyment out of seeing Lalamon transform into Digi-Satan. Overall, it's a solid 5 out of 10. It has its charm points and it's functional, but it's all kind of hidden within a sea of mediocrity. This video took a lot longer to make than I first thought, so I would like to thank you all for reaching the end. If you like what you saw, feel free to drop a like and a sub, it's all very appreciated. I'll be working on the next video soon, but in the meantime, feel free to check out my video on Digimon Masters. I'll be sure to see you all again, and you all have a great day.